I just keep hearing you let them have the last word. And if this is for you, I want to tell them that they thought your pullback was some kind of surrender and some kind of weakness, when in reality, you broke free where most people stay stuck and looping. Radio silence, physical evidence, reasonable doubt in reverse. You stopped trying to prove and you stopped trying to convince. And if this is for you, you recognize that your story was never meant to be about them. And by letting them have the last word, by going radio silent where they thought your silence was some kind of vulnerability or weakness, it was because you recognized that you were the proof of all of your experiences, and that is non-negotiable. It requires no one's belief and no one's participation. In your radio silence, it was you beginning to starve the timeline you were never meant to stay on. This reasonable doubt was in reverse. You removed doubt from the equation. You recognize that truth does not seek to convince, that the soul, that the higher self allows their knowing to be their compass. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that you didn't need to hit rock bottom this time to learn. Operation Cover-Up in reverse. Obstruction and interference in reverse. You stopped needing to hit rock bottom. And if this is for you, I want to call you the giver of too many chances. Even when you stop explaining yourself, you tend to leave the door open for people to speak their piece. And this time, even though what started as a slow fade, you didn't hesitate to close the door completely when the time came. And if this is for you, I'm getting this timeline that started in March to now. And it's like the things that you let become towers were a reflection of the change in the inner revolution that was taking place in your life. And now you're standing in the energy of recognizing that you have all new players on your board. Because you stopped breathing life into the timeline you didn't want, because you stopped trying to convince, because you stopped trying to prove, and you embodied that physical evidence card, the proof of who you are and all of your experiences, you are living now in the materialization of what you had once been becoming. But it required you to starve it of your words, of your thoughts, and of your attention. Most people stay stuck looping because they are so busy trying to convince people of the proof that they are. And you started living your knowing and your proof. And if this is for you, confidential source, checkpoint, diversion tactic in reverse. It feels like now, even with all new players on the board, you can feel the energy in the background of those that didn't make it off that old timeline banging on the door to get in. And it's like, that confidential source card, it's your knowing. It's not a person, it's your knowing. And you are watching every bit of your knowing materialize now. The only witness you ever needed was yourself. Love you guys.